mother.
Yeah, Manson banging that thing like he's working on the railroad, like it's a railroad spike.
Hulk Hogan in the studio for a little bit. Hogan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, brother. What's up?
Jesse on Howard today, talking all kinds of smack.
Oh, God.
Saying, you want to hear the latest?
I'd love to
You
hear
said
the
that you
latest.
used to sold steroids to all the boys in the back, and he only went to the swingers joint to get the T-shirt.
He's so full of shiz. He's so full of shiz.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
Didn't you go to trial on the steroid deal and you were cleared?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I never sold steroids to the boys in the back. If I did, I'd tell you. I didn't do it.
I understand that, and what I'm trying to say is I thought that you were tried for that. You were cleared.
I wasn't tried for anything. I was they had that
the witness.
I was a witness, a government witness, and they figured if they granted me immunity from prosecution, I would tell everything I knew, which I did, and they just wanted to say Vince sold steroids to the boys, and
your testimony said Vince
and
Vince
didn't. So but I never sold steroids in the back. Jesus, everybody had them already. You didn't have to sell them.
Let me ask you a question.
Jesse's so full of shiz. He is so ridiculous.
It's like he says the most outlandish stuff just to make himself relevant. Right now, you're very relevant.
Now, where does the heat with you and him originally come from? Is it like something in particular
it's something that I just never would have believed. If they said, "Okay, Spice, people that are running around here are jealous of you,
right?
Because of your girlfriend, or because you're back on the show, or because you're doing great." People.
Any number of reasons.
Yeah, and I've always had people say to me that Jesse's jealous of you, and I just, in my mind, I said, I just thought that wasn't true.
Because in his own right, he had his own success. It's not like he wasn't successful.
But
hey, Brent, my belt came. Will you have somebody look for it? It might be upstairs.
Okay.
I want Hogan to see it.
What? We'll see what.
No, I'll show it to you, but it's a kayfabe. Don't say anything on the air.
No, but I didn't. Jesse, at the end of the day, was jealous of me. I never. It's like when I went to Minneapolis, Blackjack Lanza was the agent there. He was a Minneapolis boy, and I guess Jesse got in his ear and said, "Hey, tonight, Hogan, when you wrestle Jesse in the Met Center, you're supposed to drop the strap to him."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I'll talk to Vince, and we've got plans for the belt, 2 pay-per-views from now." And Vince didn't say nothing like that to me.
So he was going behind your back and trying to get you to drop
Lanza, the drop the strap, and just all kind of just ridiculous stuff. And when I first came to Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, had the body gym there in Minnesota, and he was like the local hero in that town,
right,
on a small scale. But I guess it was a big scale back then. There was no other wrestling in Minnesota. Then all of a sudden, I came in from the Rocky movie, and I was supposed to be the ultimate bad guy. And when I came into the Twin Cities, everybody started cheering me.
So he hated that.
And Vern switched gears, and Jesse had to always back up like a heel. And Jesse always wanted to be the Hulk Hogan type superhero, be the champion, but Jesse just
couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, and he brags about all the stuff he's done. He went to Japan one day. He talked about Japan, all this. Well, that's hot. Where'd you get that?
Don't say what it is. It's a birthday present. Feel how heavy this is. Don't
me?
Don't put your hand like that because you're gonna touch your.
Is that my belt?
No, your birthday's in August. No, nobody's gonna know what that means. No. Hold on.
Holy smokes! Who's this for?
Don't say. His birthday is tomorrow. Hogan can't even.
Oh, okay, I got it. I see it. That's cool.
You like that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Big one, ain't it? Is that a big one or what?
The big one. That's cool.
Keep that out because we'll take some pictures with it.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Ned, you like that?
That's a good press.
Love it.
Well, you know what Jesse's story is on the whole deal?
Yeah.
What he says. He says that at WrestleMania 2, that back in the back, that he tried to get a union going for the boys, and you're the one that squashed it.
I didn't squash it. I went and told Vince.
Yeah.
I said, this idiot, back then it wasn't. Jesse was anti-everything. Jesse, I don't know how to explain it to you, but Jesse was always stirring crap up. But at the time, Jesse wasn't, getting paid what everybody else was, and Jesse came across this whole political thing. The union, it would have destroyed the business back then. It wasn't time for it. Now would be a great time if it actually, or maybe it destroyed his business.
Now, did that put him in bad graces with Vince?
No, it wasn't. But Jesse was stirring all this crazy stuff up, and at the time things were going really good. Even the preliminary guys were making money, this, that, and the other. But Jesse wanted to be the champion. He wanted to be Hulk Hogan. And it was just amazing. Even his partner, Adrian Adonis, and the guys that were close to him said, "Jesse's so jealous of you." And I just never believed it. I said, why would somebody be jealous of someone else? This business is a work. And it was just so weird because Jesse could never be that main event guy. He had 1 or 2 main events in his career, and that was it. They put him on top in the Garden one time. Didn't do that well. So if he'd have blown the roof off the Garden, people would have went crazy, and the numbers would have been nuts. Jesse would have been that guy, but he just didn't have it. I mean, he was colorful.
Either you have it or you don't.
I was a mark for Jesse. I used to love listening to his interviews, but at the end of the day, he just didn't have it.
Was his work in the ring crappy, or
it wasn't crappy? It just there were holes in it.
Right.
He just was really I'm very limited. Jesse was just as limited as I was, but
didn't have the gimmick.
Yeah, he just didn't have it nailed, and he's been bitter and bitter and bitter, and he just. I mean, even when he started partying with him and his wife back in the day, they took it over the edge.
You mean like when you say partying, you mean like the swinging and stuff?
Well, I don't know about the swinging. He just used to always brag about him and his wife going to Plato's Retreat and spending weekends. He used to brag about it.
So he said he went there for the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he's saying that now. I'm sure he's saying that now, but 25 years ago, he used to come back and brag about it. And then
now is Plato still around? Is there?
Well, who knows?
I mean,
that was a big deal. I was like, cool.
That's in New York, right?
That'd be like hanging around the Playboy mansion or running with, whoever, and he used to just brag about it, name drop and brag about it, and that was his big thing. I was at Plato's Retreat this weekend, brother.
Now, let me ask you a question. The one wrestler that I get the most from the fans out there that we've really not really talked about a lot, that you've never really talked about is the Ultimate Warrior. And,
I just did a deposition.
Is he a weirdo though? Because he dropped off the face of the earth, and then he came back, and then he dropped off again, and he came back again. What's his deal?
I don't know. I just had to do a depo.
You did?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, and they reeled me into this thing. I got subpoenaed, and the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior was the depo. Okay, so they reeled me in. No other wrestlers would testify. Nobody would step on his behalf. There was no one else in the lawsuit except him and his wife. So I get pulled into this thing. I go over there in St. Pete by where the Diamond Studios are, across from Knobs' house, right around that area.
Yep.
And
I've been there before depots.
I walk in, and there's Jerry McDivitt, Vince's lawyer. I had Houston with me, and lo and behold, there's the Ultimate Warrior in a three-piece suit, and big old huge teeth sticking out of his head.
Right.
And his hair was the color of yours.
Right.
And I looked at him, and he looked in good shape. You could dye his hair like Macho Man. He looked like, but he's got real short hair like yours. So
you and him are cool, though.
I don't think so.
Right. Okay.
I think he's an ass. So they started asking me, and what do you think about the tape? And I said, well, the self-destruction, the Ultimate Warrior, it's a work. He's going to probably make a lot of money about it.
No, is it a tape that he made or somebody else?
No, Vince made it.
Oh, okay.
And they asked me about my interview on there, and dude, I don't remember. And then they played the tape. Then they had the thing up, and you got Sergeant Slaughter on there and said, we'd heard in the locker room that the Ultimate Warrior wouldn't go to the ring. It was, I can't remember who it was. Me and the Ultimate Warrior against Slaughter and somebody else. And so the word came from the dressing room. Hogan says, let's break his legs. So Slaughter's going, Hogan said, let's get him out there and break his legs.
Meanwhile, we're talking about a business, it's a work.
Yeah,
right.
But I had told everybody to break his legs. I was like, dude, I don't remember saying that. So all of a sudden, here's the tape. And they play the tape. And Sergeant Slaughter said it. I don't really remember, to tell you the truth right now, if I said it on the tape or not. But, whatever it was, and we did the whole deposition on it, and they asked me if this single-handedly destroyed his career, and I said, I seriously doubt it. He has been on TV forever. This tape's probably going to put a bunch of money in his pocket.
Probably resurrect him a little bit.
Yeah, and if he was self-destroyed and he makes a comeback like I'm trying to do now,
right?
It's a pivotal point to repent and come back and start your career. So we went through that, and then finally, with him sitting directly across from me, they started asking me personal questions. Well, what do you personally think of the Ultimate Warrior? I said, personally, I think he's a piece of crap.
Right. He's sitting right across the street from me.
I use stronger words than that.
Because
I was irritated by then. It was Saturday afternoon. The sun's out. I've been sitting there for 4 hours in this deposition.
Right.
And they just beat me to death with a bunch of crap. No one else.
On a guy who's looking for some kind of payday.
Exactly.
Right.
They told me he sues everybody. And then when Jerry McDivitt cross-examined me, he goes, do you realize that the Ultimate Warrior didn't pay for his father's funeral? I said, no. Do you realize the Ultimate Warrior didn't go to his own father's funeral? I said, no. I mean, they're just hitting me with all this crazy stuff. I said, no, I don't know.
Jerry McDivitt's great, man.
Yeah, we've had him on the air before, haven't we?
Yeah, we talked to him privately before.
So finally I got out of there, but it was the weirdest thing because I didn't think much of him.
What, do you think that Vince is going to just give him some kind of settlement deal?
He's just looking for a piss.
Boy, Vince knows how to work. Vince on the air, on the TV today, getting heat with the Lakers and the Nuggets.
No, he's getting heat with the Nuggets.
I mean, the Nuggets, not the Lakers.
Because the Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets, Vince has a pay-per-view scheduled there